Dad.
Yes.
Which is important to me. In the time that I told you last time, right, I'm obviously going a lot to try and fix this. I took it to a tech store directly after I left your office, directly opposite the Düsseldorf Hauptbahnhof. Rather than fix it, they actually took the laptop apart, took the start button off, took the BIOS out, and completely destroyed my laptop, and then demanded money. Now, in my position, I can't do anything. So, the other thing I was going to say to you is, I'll be honest with you, when I'm talking to you, I don't know whether you believe me or not, and it's not really overly relevant, because you kind of look at me like, okay, I don't know if this guy is telling me the truth, this sounds outlandish, whatever. Bearing in mind that this is a small area, right? You know that hotel, Beham? There's a hotel, the white hotel just over there. It's called something. Right. So if you tell me this is not connected, right? Well before I saw you, a guy who lives in Village, Daniele Del Anna, he's the one who told me about Village. He was paying for me to go to a hotel in Mönchengladbach, right? No internet for 3 months, so I can't obviously upload my evidence to get out of here, right? The owner of that owns the hotel in Village, because when I transferred from there to there, they wouldn't let me in, right? And then I was then stalked. The reason I can't go to the other doctor is because the police is right next door. They were harassing the crap out of me, and the doctor also told me what they were doing. So consider we live in a small, tiny little world, right? Düsseldorf, compared to me, is a village. It's only 500,000 people. Now, if I've had this scenario go on a long time, we're not living in Toronto or New York, right? Right. So everybody knows who I am and what I'm trying to do. Now, this is becoming like, this is going way beyond evil. But if I leave your doctor's office, right, and I get on the Rhine van, I will have about 70 very old women, not like you, but they'll just sit and stare at me. Now that is a form of psychological terror, right? If I'm standing on the Rhine van and you have 2 carriages, and it's called standing, so everyone always throws my stuff on the floor, and I know I can't do nothing. I have no defense whatsoever. I can't call the Rhine van, I can't call police, so anyone's just doing whatever they want, right? Is it normal if you're stood there and the only doors that open are the ones that I'm stood at? Is that normal to you? No, but is it normal? Okay, so I have to deal with that every single day. Now the other thing I was confused about was, and they've got me nailed on this Zopiclone pill, right? Right. But the thing is that I don't understand, I wouldn't have come back unless I'd left that. But you wrote the smallest amount for the largest price, whereas when I came and saw you over before, you gave me the normal packet.
Okay.
So the thing is, I would have had to come back. Look, you have to remember, this is basically one person who's funding me to keep me alive. If at any point he says no, right, I'm toast. He's the one that sent me to France. This is why I can't get out of it, and I'll stop. He doesn't make a lot of money, right? He sent me to Frankfurt so I can have interviews at Bank of America to tell them what's going on. I went to the DHL because where are my notes from over 3 years ago? My passports were in St. Augustine. I had evidence of all of that. Now, if I'm staying in the Holiday Inn, and both managers are from Meerbusch, which I told you where my issue comes from, right? As soon as I go to the bathroom, the only thing they delete is that evidence. So if he's continually giving me all the money he has, right, and then we continually delete it, he doesn't have the capacity to take it on board, the gravity of my situation. Now I have to come from his car with this suitcase that they've now broken everything. When I've actually given them Monday, they still, when you take a laptop to a computer shop, do they break it or do they fix it? No. If you have a broken mobile phone and you take it to a phone shop, yeah? Do you expect them to completely break it or do you expect them to fix it? Right, not break it. So the thing is, if you now have literally built everyone against me, The one person, so this is slavery. I'll give you his name, Fartesi Pargras. He is so terrified to even let me sit in his restaurant, right? Because he will get attacked by the residents. Now, is that racism? Is that oppression? What is that? So he's friends with me, and he's so terrified to even give me food and sit in his restaurant. What is that? No, what would you class that as? Is that racism? Is that sexism? What is it? I'm not even allowed to sit in his restaurant. You know what it is? It's like apartheid. Do you know what apartheid is?
No.
Okay, you know in South Africa when Nelson Mandela? Nelson Mandela.
Yes.
Right. When black people weren't even allowed on the bus.
Yes.
I've had that on the S51. They won't even let me on the bus. Now, if I'm not even... last time I checked, I was white. I think I'm white, no? Right. So you don't have to have an apartheid just to be black, right? So I'm not even allowed to go in my friend's restaurant and sit down because he's terrible. This is a 65-year-old man. He's Greek. That they will beat him up. And the police have actually threatened him not to give me any food. What is that? So what I'm saying is, unless I do something drastic, they're continually asking me to kill myself, right? The police. It's always the police. Always. They'll roll down the window. I even know one of the PC officers, PC Pfizer. He's the one that in Meerbush I got arrested for eating a sandwich and they tortured me in Noise police station. So I don't understand why, considering my situation, they only gave me the smallest amount. I don't want to be taking any medication, but I am like a medical experiment. Now, unless something drastically changes soon, this is never going to stop because they're enjoying it too much, right? They know I'm suffering, right? And it's not like they're doing it, it's their job. They're enjoying it. So today is, it's sick, right? It's sick. I was this guy up here and I'm down here, and so you know what it is? It's not even racism. There was a Freemason in Meerbush and he explained it to me. You know all it is? An opportunity. If a man has an opportunity to rape a woman and he's not a nice person, is he going to do it? Yes. Is that sexist? No. It's an opportunity. This man was talking about raping 11-year-old boys. On a psychological level, do you understand what I have to deal with? Then if I open my email, you can imagine the kind of things I'm sent. It's brutal. I just have to instantly delete it. So if I'm getting it on my phone, I'm getting it on my laptop, I'm getting it on the U-Bahn, I get it in the street. And the last thing I really wanted to ask you again, I need the Zopiclone, the proper prescription, right? But I want this documented. Because we live in a world of feminism and you can't say anything to a woman. Or you can imagine what it's like as a male, right? Right. So what they're actually doing is, if you take it, if I'm in Toronto, because the thing is, when I was 15, I'm from the UK. This is my problem, right? I have 2 passports. So when I was 15, I was a top athlete, model, actor. They tried to cut up my face. They broke my legs. I fled to England. I then got death threats all over England, and I was sent to a psychologist who had me on antidepressants. When you're on antidepressants, you gain massive amounts of weight, right? And he almost destroyed me. And the key thing was to try and turn me gay. And I was so young, I didn't know what was happening. I made complaints to the NHS, which has a bad reputation, the National Health Service, right? They actually apologized in 2008 and said, whatever you happen, go to Canada, change your name, change everything. Now, it took me about a year to recover psychologically and come off all the pills, and they sent me to Women's College Trauma. Sunnybrook Hospital diagnosed me with trauma, medical trauma, from the UK. And I was sent to a Jewish woman, right? So I said, okay, I'm going there, and the thing is, I'm starting to build my career. Now, in the UK with the NHS, they built a false memory syndrome in my head, because I was so young, I didn't know what was happening, right? And if you blast someone with Zopiclone and huge amounts of all kinds of psychotic whatever, I went from a top athlete, I should be a professional athlete. If you take his professional athlete away, you destroy him psychologically, he's no longer the same person, is he? So when I went to Toronto, I managed to get myself back. All of a sudden, I'm the best dressed man in Toronto. I'm about to be the biggest next IT professional. And what they did was, Facebook, you know how corrupt Facebook is now, right? They're in front of the Senate and everything. The SNP, which in 2013 was going to break up the UK, you remember? The UK was going to break up in 2013. They fronted me as some kind of William Wallace terrorist type when I sat at my desk at the Royal Bank of Canada. They paid Facebook to hack all my stuff with pop-ups of that. I came off all the pills, so now I've got my model looks back, I've got my athleticism back. How do you kill someone as a man? You either turn him gay or you destroy him as a male. They basically drugged me, sent me back to Edinburgh. A German doctor, Michael Gotts, tortured me, injected me for 2 months, right, with pedophile stuff. The UK government then denied it. Meerbusch, the reason I ended up in Meerbusch was it was German Anonymous that brought me here, Ben Ziekel and Andrea Ziekel, who turned it out to be perverts as well, then sent me to Würzburg, which is twinned with my home city, Dundee, right? And then, there's no coincidence in that. So I've gone from William Wallace to Edward Snowden to Jason Bourne. And all this time, what they're doing is injecting me with pheromones, pedophile stuff, and the key thing is, let's say one of the ladies outside here, right, who's 70 years old, comes and punches me. Now, if I'm normally a big guy, but if you continually do that, and I know if I do anything, I'll get arrested. Psychologically, I'm not the man I am I? Because let's say if I'm an alpha, you know what an alpha means? Right. And you continue, that's what I get. So even if you're walking down the street, right, and an old woman's coming towards me, I'll know that the police are trying to set something up, but if you don't know what's going on, it doesn't look like anything's happening. I have to deal with that all the way from your office to Düsseldorf and all the way back. I have to deal with it every day. So I'm just a little bit confused because I even told you this stuff the first time, right? And especially in this COVID epidemic, I don't know why you wrote just 10. I know how bad this pill is, right? But you know what? You know what that Felicia's gal? She was giving me 7, this is in 2013, when I didn't need any, 700 Zopiclone per week. Yeah, per week. Now, I didn't know what, the thing is, I Googled it, right? Because what happened was, this is just about money and about me. I have nothing to do with politics, but they wanted me as a person because I was getting too good, dating pretty women. People that I used to know from my previous bank got jealous. So if we try and destroy him medically, we didn't get him. We try and destroy him physically, we didn't get him. We try and use the banks to get him. If you took it into a political situation, what am I going to do? Right? Because then it's the police, it's politicians, everybody. Right? And the thing is, your country promoted this. My passport was in St. Augustine. If I was born one of the healthiest people in the world, should I be coming to a medical office every 2 days? No. Right. And so I'm going around trying to build my evidence. I don't want to have these same conversations with you over and over, right? But I'll be honest, I'm taking 2 a night. I'm sleeping in the back of a car. And because I'm crunched in the back of a car, my knees, my back, everything. So I have one person who's going to send faxes from me from a hotel. To be honest with you, I don't trust anyone. Really, it's at that point, which is what they want, because I'm a very trusting person, and then if I don't trust anyone, then you've kind of destroyed part of me anyway, right? I have confidential information in here. I don't know if someone's read it. Anyone could have read it. And the police could have read it. I don't know. So it's very difficult for me to keep anything secret. And I am being held prisoner here. So, yeah, I need the Zopiclone. Can I ask a question? Why did you do the 10 and not 20, knowing my situation? I'm just curious, because before you did do 20.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, maybe I clicked on yes, okay. I can wrote
because you know,
I don't know.
It's not even just that. You know what it is?
Yeah.
I'm completely relying on this guy giving me money now. So I've already had to pay. My life is coming down to a pill, right? If I don't, I'm literally counting the pills. And the thing is as well, the last thing I'll tell you before I go, he's actually not giving me money for the medication anymore. He's like, you're a junkie, blah, blah. I don't even care what he says. He doesn't know the gravity of my situation, right? So he's giving me money for coffee and I'm using it for medication. They actually are watching me that much. They'll be listening to me and you talking, no doubt. They know how many tablets I have, right? So let's say I have 20. The level of terror is not so much. Let's say I go down to 0 and I have a prescription. From Toulouse-Allais, you know Düsseldorf a little bit, right? Do you live there or here?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
It's the one thing. You know Toulouse-Allais?
Yes.
Right. No, from Toulouse-Allais to just over the Rhine. You know how long that took me?
No.
7 hours. No, because the thing is, they know, and then what happened was, as soon as I came out that Holiday Inn, the level of siren noise was deafening. And I counted 50 police, they're circling around me. So I got on the U-Bahn, and you know how too fast to travel the U-Bahn does? I told you they did this in Cologne, they're doing it in Rheinbahn now. They will just blast the sirens and the flashing lights as I'm on the U-Bahn. It was an out-of-hours apotheker, and I couldn't find it. This will show you how much they're on me. As soon as I gave the apotheker and pharmacy woman the money, she gave me the pill, siren stopped. That's sick.
Yes. Do you have the receipt or do you...
No, I don't have the receipt.
Okay. I can I don't know the result. It's not my...
But you know, like if I'm telling you pretty extreme stuff, right?
Yes. 20, no? 20.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm telling you extreme things and it doesn't seem unusual to you.
Yes,
like regardless of whether you're a doctor or not, I'm telling you something that is about as extremely unusual as you're going to hear.
Yes.
And you're not saying anything.
Yes, it's so. But yes, it's so. But it's a strange situation for you, no?
Well, it's not strange. Like putting Nelson Mandela in a jail for 20 years is strange. What they have actually done is, right, and you're obviously German, right? Is not only have they stuck me in prison, right? They're using prison tactics outside.
Yes, but how could I?
Well, you know the one thing I was told. It was a girl called Lisa Rayner. I specifically remember when I'm in Edinburgh, and because literally I've been sold, right? It's not a country. Scotland was never a country, and the only reason was I went around with her stupid soccer top, right? I left the UK a long time ago, and now I realize they've been monitoring me my whole life, and this shit's been going on, right? I've lost my train of thought. Obviously it wasn't important. Don't matter. I can't remember what I was going to say. Lisa Rayner. So when all this was happening, I didn't meet too many German people before, right? This happened in Toronto because the UK owns Canada, right? At the end of the day, Justin Trudeau is the Prime Minister, but if the Queen says something, he's got to abide by the UK because it's part of the Commonwealth, right? So as this was going on, I couldn't figure out who was attacking me because it was coming from everywhere. Then a Mika Orth from the German missionary, and I hadn't met many Germans before, said he was sent to Canada to help homeless people. Now I should be nowhere near homeless. He continually went on about this perverted stuff. Now he's from the church. Now if you send the church after me as well, then I'm really in trouble, right? Now when I got to Edinburgh, I couldn't figure out what had happened. And then when Michael Gott stuck me in that psych ward, then I realized I'd been sold. Even my own family members have sold me to fund Glasgow Rangers. If I'm in a hostel in Edinburgh, Lisa Rayner, I was basically transcending towards German people at that point because all this help was coming out. She told me if any German sees a crime, by law they must report it. They have the least criminal police in the world. they're so oppressed by the Americans, we're not even allowed to put flags up, and rattled off all these things that were a clear and utter lie. And she was the one that sent me here through Facebook. Right? But if it's at the point of you're calling me William Wallace, for God's sake, then Edward Snowden, then Jason Bourne, and German spies are coming to Edinburgh, right? The British consulate is totally aware of this. If I'm talking to Helen Jones, you don't have every single thing. If you're a government official, like you're a doctor, right? Right. So if I've come and seen you for a year, you can easily see everything I've told you, right? If you're a government, you can't see everything of where I've been, where my passport's been and everything. I talked to Helen Jones when they were torturing me in Siegburg prison. Oh, I forget, I don't remember. You're telling me this probably the second, third most powerful government in the world can't remember me being tortured in Siegburg? Is that normal to you? If you're German and you went to America and you called the German government, they're just going to forget that you were tortured in the States? Really? I don't think so. Right, so I've got the whole goddamn planet on my back. I don't have black people on my back. I don't have feminazis. I don't have LGTB. I've got all of them. And you actually have Scottish people who are here applauding, and I'll use the word Nazi, right? Nazis attacking me. And I'm not talking about a skinhead with tattoos. I'm talking about doctors, lawyers, whatever it may be. And it's an enjoyment of just drilling one person that you're never going to... I'm telling you. My point was, you said, what can I do? If you're a doctor and I'm telling you all these crimes that happened, I've seen multiple doctors before you. I've actually been kicked in the head by a doctor. I've been dragged out of hospital beds by my feet by police. No one reported a crime. If you're in a hospital, right, regardless of whether it's police or not, if you drag someone out of a bed by their feet and beat them, is that not a crime? In a hospital. That's a crime, no? No one reported it. There's a lot of people in the hospital, no? That was in Ulm. So you understand, if I can be dragged out of a hospital bed, if someone hits me, an old woman hits me over the head with a flower, just even one flower, and I say, stop that, the police will be up, I get arrested, I put in prison, and they torture me, they beat me with a pole. So, if a woman then walks past, some 70-year-old woman with flowers, I know that could be a potential attack. But it's to turn me gay. Because if I become completely destroyed as a man, and in 2021, you can't see anything to a woman, right? If I open a door for a woman, I'm arrested for being too chivalrous. So it's non-stop. But my point to you is, I've told you all these crimes. No one reports it.
Yes. But if I go to the, no, you said if I go to the police, no? They are, so you said the police are terrifying you, no?
Mm-hmm.
That's why. What can I do if I go to the police, no? And they will, no?
Give me an example of how
nothing, or what will they do then, no? This is the question. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's really... Shall
I go to the police? I can.
I'll be honest with you. You know one thing that would maybe help. I'll be honest with you. Obviously, you can't, right?
Yeah.
But that's how bad my situation is. That a doctor can't go to the police. But one thing you could do is the key things of why I'm trapped here, why I've been poisoned. Listen, if I went to have I had to go to a urinary surgeon. Now, if I'm a male and I come out and it's in Cologne, LGTB capital of the world, right? And I'm urinating blood for 1 year, is that a good sign? No, it's not. Clearly, I got poisoned, right? Now, the doctor in Dormagen, I've gone to the Arztkammer 1,000 times, right? And it's a lockdown. You can never report a crime against a doctor. I had the same problem with the NHS. And then when I tried to do it with OHIP, now I'm anti-Semitic. So if you try and kill me, I make a complaint and I'm anti-Semitic. What I would suggest is, and think about it, is if you write a test, or a very basic one, because The only way I'm going to get out of here is with a passport. Now, the one thing they're blocking me from as well is, I told you the whole girlfriend thing, if I speak to someone, right? Do you know why they do that? One, because if I had a kid. Two, because if I got married, I would get a passport. And three, obviously, to try and block me from any female companionship whatsoever. But the number one thing is, if he becomes friends with someone and tells them, they could maybe quickly get married and he has a passport. The reason I'm trapped here is they won't give me my passports. Right? So, and a test to say, on a medical level, this guy has been through hell, can he get his passports back? Because it has been stipulated to me 3 times that they are sat in St. Augustine police station.
Who has your passport?
The German police. Because what happened was, a German military officer, Kevin Kaplacha, took me to this is when it got really bad, Jusdorf police station, to log police reports. They threw me on the floor, beat the hell out of me, and they put me in Sigborg prison for 2 months, took me to a dungeon, I told you, and beat the hell out of me. They just got away with that. And that's when they took my passports. Because I went to the European Court at Strasbourg, I came back, and they stole my passports. And they're like, we don't know where it is. The British consulate is telling me it's in St. Augustine. And I'll be honest with you, you're a woman, right? I don't know your background or nothing. They are feminazis. This whole world has gone totally and utterly insane. Everywhere, right? So I have gay people attacking me, feminazis, so they all know who I am. There's no doubt you know who I am, but without a passport, this is never going to stop. So if there's, like, if you can write, and don't put like a whole bunch of psychological stuff, because that's what they're attacking you, right? Just say, this guy's health in general is collapsing, right? And it's humanly impossible to survive on a medical level. Can he have his passports back? Because the British consulate is telling me to go in that police station. That will not go well for me. If I go in a police station, it will not go well. They could do anything to me in there, right? And because of this scenario that the UK has conjured up with this whole SNP crap, that's why they're not helping me. Because I've not been treated so badly, they're actually enjoying it. But if I get in a test and I give it to the United States government and I say, look, you've got to do something. But that's one of the reasons I'm completely socially cut off. Is even if I got a Greek passport, a Turkish passport, anything, I can get out. And that's why they cut me from everyone. That's one of the reasons.
I can try it maybe.
It doesn't, I wouldn't write anything spectacular. I wouldn't get too in depth. I wouldn't go on about any psychological stuff. Just say, generalize, right? Medical health, physical health, well-being, broken bones. You could even put on a malnutrition, right? Really, I'm struggling. But unless I get a piece of ID and get out and get my medical thing checked, because when I was urinating all that blood, not one urinary doctor, would test it. That's not a good sign, is it? So Attila Osborne, who's the one who sent me to Dr. Artston in Cologne, who sent me to a hospital in Cologne, when I came out and I had huge pain and massive problems, not one urinary doctor would test my urine. 5. That's not good, is it? So I do the urine sample, and then they're like, "Oh, we don't know who you are." Is that would you feel okay with that? Right, over 1 year. So the Zopiclone, and then this is like apocalyptic. Yes, I don't want to use big words, but I am being oppressed to a level you cannot believe. So maybe just a 1-page test. I know you normally have to pay for a test. I don't have anything. If you could do what you can to just put on a medical level, can he have his ID back and go? I'm sending an email to the US military on Monday. Some faxes go on Monday. Hopefully they get sent. Can I ask a question? Did this folder go anywhere? Did anyone look at this folder?
It was here.
No, I remember where I left it. I left it on top of the books.
Yes, you left, and we found it, and then we had on the table.
No, but my basic question was,
Yes.
has anyone actually looked through this? Don't know.
Yes, also I don't know how long that
Was there?
no, but when if we found it, we took it on the table.
Right. Okay. Well, I would say Monday. I don't know when I can see you next week. I live day to day right now. I've lived day to day for a long time.
Okay.
But I know what they're trying to do. And the thing is, I'm 45, 15, 25. When I was 15, they took me in my prime athletic ability, 5 years gone. I didn't recover until I was 20. They did it at 25. I didn't recover until I was 32. So they've now stolen 20 years of my life.
Oh yes,
So
Yes.
I can't come back tomorrow. I can't come back Monday.
Yes.
How long do you think it would take you to write? Even one paragraph.
Then a test to you, no?
If you could.
Yes.
The health side, and this guy desperately needs his ID back. On a medical level, he's got to get out.
Okay.
How long do you think it would take to?
Monday I'm not here.
Okay.
Tuesday
Should I make an appointment?
you can go and Tuesday
So do you want me to make an appointment or just come here?
you can come here. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.